As Bitcoin continues to bounce to the upside like your mother every night after she puts you, her whittle, future millionaire Bitcoin trader to bed. Is this triangle break and MACD weekly crossover combined with the hidden bullish divergence we've been discussing for weeks going to absolutely bust Bitcoin so high that it will never come back? Like your father when he said he was just going out to buy some milk. And after months of extreme fear for Bitcoin, things are finally switching to greed. And does this mean something extremely big? Bigger than your girlfriend's desire to find somebody that does not gamble away all of their money on doggy coins and crypto. I'm your host, Spitz Magoo. And if you're watching this video, there is a huge chance that you're going to be a millionaire, a billionaire, or heck, even a trillionaire. Just kidding, but maybe, but also definitely not. You should like, subscribe, turn these misses absolute time-sensitive alerts as well, guys. If you're interested in joining our stake pool with ADA and earning rewards, getting some bonuses, getting altcoins, trading, securing your crypto, make sure to check out all of the links below in the description, along with my one Twitter and one Instagram. And we are doing something special on Twitter as well over the next 3 days. I'll talk about that later, but without any further ado, let's dump on in. Huge. So Bitcoin right now is having a very nice move, and this is big for a lot of reasons. So we've been talking about this MACD crossover on the weekly for literal months since before 2022 started. And here we go now. Our very first green itsy bitsy little rectangle on this MACD, and we've gotten the cross as well as we've been discussing. And as we just discussed specifically in the last video here, this is very big. And we've also seen a continuation breakout of this triangle here. And so many big things happening with Bitcoin, and this is very, very good. And the entire altcoin space is also having a nice little breakout to the upside as well. But now there's a lot of big things happening that we need to be aware of over this week. But before we get into that, let's take a look here. So Bitcoin could reach over 53,000 on a triangle break and the impending bull cross, says analysts here about this 2-month triangular consolidation and it ending today with a nice move above 47K. But will we see a little bit of a pullback or even a back test first? Okay, that's one thing we're going to be discussing in just a second here. But this is very big as we've seen a confirmation breakout of this 2-month consolidation at the end of this very long downtrend. And is this in fact the end of the downtrend? So we saw a decisive breakout this morning with a pattern completing above the 48 or 45.8 $1,000 price level, implying a test of at least the 50,000s, and this is very big here. So even though technical analysis is not 100% reliable, it's hard to ignore what we've been seeing here. And again, also with so many people believing charts, they do become self-fulfilling, right? That's one of the craziest parts about TA is that if enough people look at these triangles and Bart Simpson patterns and all of that, if enough people look at them, then they actually do start to become reality. And the breakout above 45,000 provides a lot of confidence that this is in fact a reversal. And this is something we've been talking about for a while here. So also we've seen the fear and greed index switch to now greed for the very first time. Last month, fear. Last week, fear. Yesterday was neutral. But yeah, for the most part, the last like 3 or 4 months have been pretty, we've seen this chart or this index very much in this range, aka or also known as like the extreme fear. We've seen a lot of fear and extreme fear over the last few months. And this is one of the first times we've dipped our nice little toes in the greed section in quite a while. And one of the reasons for that is that roughly $500 million of assets being liquidated in just the last day. 350 million of them were shorts. Most of them were shorts. But there was about $100 million worth of longs that were also liquidated here. But basically, the shorts getting liquidated absolutely have helped push Bitcoin higher, right? Just like long positions getting liquidated send the price down, short positions getting absolutely squinched and squeezed help send the price up, right? I've said this for a long time. Absolutely, I think the big dump we've seen over the last year down to like the $30,000 range was absolutely because of long positions getting taken out. But we wouldn't have reached 60 or even 69,000 nice $1,000 to begin with without short positions getting squeezed back then before all of that anyway. So it goes both ways. These big moves push Bitcoin very high, and it also pushes Bitcoin very low. People love to talk about leverage and all that stuff when the price gets pushed down in a negative light, but you also have to realize it is heavily responsible also for why we see big pumps, which are we at the beginning of one of those right now also. So as well, we've been talking about the ascending triangle and even symmetrical triangle consolidation over the past few months, but as well, Peter Brandt also highlighting on Twitter here just that this ascending triangle looks very clear, and it reminds him even of back in 2019 before we saw a massive move to the upside there. And as well, maybe the possibility of a much larger ascending triangle, which I don't personally subscribe to. I think it's more likely that we are going to be seeing relief over the next few months, but obviously there's going to be a lot of pumps and dumps here. This is also the perfect opportunity for a bull trap in the short term before heading higher, right? A lot of people are getting bullish right now. Imagine the chaos, imagine the sentiment if, you know, we have another of a pullback, maybe go back down to 42 or even 40K first, and then we ultimately break 50K. Either way, I think it is very likely we're going to be seeing 50K this month. And that brings me to my next point here. Basically, over the next few days, before the beginning of this new month and end of this month, if Bitcoin does breach 50K, then we are going to be doing a $3,000 Bitcoin competition for one winner. Or one person will be winning $3,000 worth of Bitcoin. And no, it is not an April Fool's joke. I absolutely hate April Fools. And for the past 15 years, I don't think I have not celebrated. It's not an April Fool's joke. It's just because it's the end of the month, in the beginning of a new month, and there's a few days left, and it's very likely Bitcoin has the momentum over the next few days to reach this target. I just picked big even numbers like 50K and then a new month like April 1st. But no, this is not an April Fool's joke, okay? If there's one holiday I will never celebrate, it is April Fool's Day. Very big, but it also is no coincidence that Bitcoin so far, again, we're running into the 200-day moving average right at about 48K. So as we've been discussing for a long time, 48 to 50,000 is going to be a very big level. Historically, like this zone, if we just draw kind of a horizontal line in this area, and also where I had this box even the previous few months, I guess I'll just extend it out here. This area is previous heavy support turned current resistance, where we've gotten rejected many times here. In the past, this was support as we were bouncing for 3 months between like 55 and 60K. That was very big. And so this is a big test here. But honestly, I do think we have momentum over the next few weeks to push up here. Does not mean it'll happen during this week. I think it's very likely we see more of a push this week, but overall, yes, we've broken these lower highs that we've been setting over the past few months, and the consolidation has switched. And Bitcoin is in a much more bullish environment than it has been for the last like 4 to 5 months. So that's very good. And always keep in mind, guys, with these, sometimes we do get back tests. It's just important to note that revisiting 40K over the next 1 to 2 weeks is actually not impossible, and also does not become mega bearish, which everybody would flip mega bearish if that did happen. That's one thing you can say for certain. As you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications so you never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, make sure to check out any other bonuses below for trading, getting altcoins, securing your crypto, joining our ADA stake pool to earn rewards. And as well, yeah, this tweet, it's only valid for like the next few days until the end of the month. And if we do breach 50K, then yeah, we'll be picking a winner for that, and that's all you have to do. Just follow and retweet this tweet. But without any further ado, also I have one Twitter. This is my only Twitter. This is another reason I want to do this. My only Twitter is right here. And I'll post a link to this tweet in the description and pinned comment. But without any further ado, that's it for me.